throw putters 200 feet straight or with an angle.
Right, which is why I practice. I will warm up with my putters and drive with my putters to help feel this simple motion. So what we just did was to get at basically a 30-degree angle to my target, right? This shot has a low ceiling and I would throw an ante here, but for the sake of this exercise, I'm just gonna try and throw straight line drives. Now, what I'm doing is I'm reaching out, stepping with the toe. Okay? So just to feel that a couple times, I like to turn my disc sideways so I can hear the sound it makes in the air, because that's a diagnostic for me about arm speed and about the point at which the hinge in my wrist happens. I like it to happen out here, not here. And I like it to sound sharp and small, not long. Okay, that's rounded. That's a good hinge, right? So now I'm gonna step. Okay. And then if you're taking an X step, the first 2 steps are right in line and they're real slow. 1, 2, now I'm back into that. Okay. So the first steps are just to walk up. Okay. We're not gonna worry about that. You can do the X step if you want to. So I'm just gonna reach, step, and then hinge. Reach, step, drive with that elbow. Now I'm going to focus on dropping the knee because I'm a little lazy that way. Questions, thoughts?
No.
Okay.
That's good. What's
just good to feel it.
putter grip?
Putter grip, same.
All the way down?
I will pull it against my own hand to feel it, and I'm primarily gripping right there, and then the rest of this. Check the pads on the palm and just make sure I'm getting friction so that I can keep it level. That was a great question. I just want to talk about that. Phil asked about the grip. What is the power grip for that? So I take it in my hand and I pull against it in my own hand to make sure it's in there solid. And then I'll jiggle it a little bit to make sure I have jiggle it a little open to feel that I have friction between the fat of my palm and my thumb and the disc. So I like to feel that friction. So that's a way to check if you've got a good grip for you. Just real quick before we get too many reps in, you're stepping a little bit with an open stance.
Okay.
So let's go back to this 45 and step with the toe.
Got it.
And just get that for now.
For the close?
Yep, so we're used to throwing the hips first and then away from us and not turning open, and primarily this hip is locked now.
Right.
And I can't really do that.
Got it.
So if you get up on your toes, you got more hips. Yep, better. See, you can get this one a little better. Yep, good. And you kind of have to take the feeling of the tension that we were working on with the pro pull, right?
Wow, that's good up there. Are you little drivers that high?
Right? Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, immediate results. That's fun.
So a lot more of the.
Yep, try to keep that feeling of the tension. Stay
I
low,
need to
keep your
step.
feet. Yes.
Where
there
is
we
it?
go.
How
Yeah.
far? Because if I just focus on the step, I get the muscle hit. I get that part.
Yeah. So it's 2 things. It's this prep, right? So the weight is on this foot, so I am free to reach.
Right.
Right? And my weight is out. And now it's as much as I can tolerate with my hips and still be able to do this. If I'm too far, I can't really, this is not effective.
Right.
Okay, so step it in until you feel like you've got the maximum. For me, it's my toes are just beyond shoulder width. My heels are out. That's where I have my maximum for my hips. Any more than that, and it starts to feel like I might like tweak a hip, which is weird. Yep, that feels good. And remember that reach too. I see you right now. I see you holding the disc at that tension and coming around like this. So remember this part. That's what gets you into the elbow. Yeah. That's number 1.
And I'm fully extended when my foot touches down.
Just before your toe.
Just so I get the timing, like
yeah,
just
the reach
before
back
I can do
peaks.
this.
Yeah, it's
then it
personal.
all comes.
Yes, just about when that plant step happens. Yeah. Yes. And it can be delayed like that. That's great to experiment with.
Right, I know that wasn't good timing, but...
Well, you want to give yourself more time when you're learning it to twist those hips. Yep. Give yourself plenty of time. Yeah. Yes. And while you're reaching with that foot, that's the time for you to like line it up, do your final checks before flight. Yep. Yep. There you go. That hip's pre-turned. Yes. Yes. And now the thing to try, let's just try the opposite scenario that some people do really early, is they go like this. And then you might be looking away from the target and you lose that sense of your target lock.
Okay.
Let's try going back to that entry one more time. So comfortable, shoulder width, out, step. Out, step. Now I am pulling in a little bit and whipping a little bit to reverse, and that's something that step changes for me with my torso. We'll work on that next. That time you had a really good bounce, so that's fun to experiment with. It was just a timing thing, but the bounce was good. Yes, so that time was really loose. The bounce timing happened perfectly, and you look, you got 20 extra feet.
Let's go with my
super effortless.
Mako.
Yeah. When it works,
my driver usually doesn't go that far.
Yeah, it just, you got on the right line, the snap. It's that hinge that happens at the last second.
That one felt perfect. That one was like that one, like, I think I just need to go slower.
The timing was right.
I just need to go up and just do it slower so I can fully.
Well, you can look at it again, but what happened was this. You had some time, and this actually happened
right,
first, so it was pulling you.
I kind of slowed it down so my brain could like.
It was good.
Calculate all these.
I just want to take an extra second to lock it in. Yeah.
Already I'm getting 8 times more power.
And it's good to throw when you're tired.
And I'm not
too.
even thinking of my arm. I'm not even engaging my arm.
Yeah.
I usually engage my arm 100%, and I'm engaging it like 60 because I don't want to control. I want to control.
Yeah, you want to keep that feeling of your engaged hips, your engaged lower back. Yeah. Yes. And you know, when you're driving at that 30-degree angle, that you can pull as hard as you want, and you're not going to shank right. You know, really.
Right, because it's a
feels
straight
like a
line.
full throw.
Right.
Yeah. Here comes the sun. Great. Okay, I'm going to pause it here while we pick up.